Hi guys, if it's Tuesday, it's Down and Dirty Woodscraft. Stay with me. Okay guys, what we're going to talk about today is a line that sums up a philosophy. It was from a movie that I saw Kirk Douglas in when I was a kid, and I believe it was the story about Michelangelo. And he has a pre-made up design he's kind of inherited that they wanted to paint the Sistine Chapel ceiling, and he starts with it, and he's in this bar and he's trying to work with it, and it's not his design. It doesn't really fit, and the bartender mentions this big cache of wine, and the wine was bad, so he threw it out, even though he's going to lose money. And so later, whenever Michelangelo completely throws away the predetermined, this would be what it is, and puts in his own design, when they asked why, he said, the wine was bad, I threw it out. That stuck with me. And what that means in woodscraft is, if it don't fit you, fix it. Make it fit you. We're kind of afraid to modify our gear. We're kind of afraid to do things for fear that we won't be able to sell it at full price. Many people are that way. I spent X amount of money for this custom knife, and I wish the tip was more rounded, but God, don't modify it. I won't be able to sell it. If the wine is bad, throw it out. If it's your gear and you're making it for you, make it do what you want. Make it fit. If it does not fit, make it fit. Okay? Now, what we're going to talk about in that is my little Swedish military stove. Now, these are really good stoves, and someone asked in one of my recent comments, because of my cooking video of showing using immersion heating, I use this, what stoves I like, and etc. For me alone, this is my favorite set to carry to an event or something like that. If I'm cooking for more than me, I tote my Pathfinder bush pot set. But for me, this handles 90%. When a canteen cut won't do, this is the next step up. Okay? But there's a problem with this stove. Let me show you what it is. It comes here in the windscreen. Inside, you've got the two legs you open up like that. And then you're going to take the pan, the pot, the drink cup, whatever you want to call it, and you set it down like this. Now let me zoom in and I'll show you what I've done. This is the way it comes. Now in here, in this space is where the Trangia stove goes. And you've got this great big opening here for this handle to fit down whenever it's folded. But when you do like this, the heat comes out this hole right here and flows straight up to this handle. This handle gets incredibly hot very quickly. Now this handle has these loops you can stand up where you can put a stick in here. But the bottom line is, this is a poor idea. This is a poor design, because that heat coming up here on this will make this thing where it'll burn even a rag. It gets so hot very quickly. So the wine was bad. I came around here to this side and I cut down about a ½ inch, and just wide enough for it to sit. Now it sits where just flush that hinge runs with just a little bit of clearance around it. Now the heat's coming out right here, and even at a full boil I can pick this up and my hand don't get burned. A simple, easy modification. The wine was bad, I threw it out. I made it what I wanted. Also, the pot that fits in like this, also for cooking. When I've got this over it, I always want to put my handle to this side of the stove anyway, so that heat rolling up right there doesn't heat up the handle. So I can check on my food quickly to stir it or whatever. But by this simple little modification right there, and all that was done with, was I sat it up there, and I saw how wide this hinge was. Added just enough, like 1/8 of an inch clearance on either side, and then marked straight down with a Sharpie to a depth that would sit flush. I figured out when I sat it on this side, how far down did it come? About right at a 1/2 inch. So I marked straight down a 1/2 inch, and then using a Dremel tool, I cut straight down and then I cut straight across. Thus, with that simple modification, sits down there flush, level and easy, and it's very easy for me to utilize this without burning my hand. So, if the wine is bad, throw it out. Your gear should fit and work with you. Do you want that strap on that haversack a little bit bigger? Put a bigger one on it. Find somebody that can sew it if you don't know how. I want these buckles to be this kind. Change it. I would prefer a bedroll that was a little bit wider. Make it happen. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to take your gear and make it what you want. Time and time again, I have seen in my life, someone would get some piece of gear that was highly regarded, and it just wouldn't quite fit them. From boots that were highly rated, but blistered their feet trying to walk in a mini distance. But man, they look good. To guns that the sights didn't fit your eyes and you struggled to shoot. To knives that were too big or too awkward or too small for your hands. Make it fit or find another piece of gear. If the wine's bad, throw it out. Hope this gives you some ideas, guys. Please leave any questions or comments below. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft. Wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.